Hello friend, Beechard Moorefield here today, and together you and I are going to make it a great day. Ruth Brillhart said this: the best thing to do behind a friend's back is pat it. Think about that for a moment. Have you ever been around someone who, when someone is present with them, they just lavish praise on them, they talk so kindly to them and about them, but as soon as that person turns their back, oh my, the things that can come out of that mouth. Listen, that's not good. That's not good. In fact, if you find yourself around people like that, the best thing you can do is get away from that person, because they will sour your life. See, what they're doing is they're pouring their bad attitude into your world, and it will ultimately impact you. Once again, the best thing to do behind a friend's back is pat it. Well, I remember some years ago, I was chatting with a fellow, and another man's name came into the conversation, and he had some rather derogatory things to say about this gentleman. So I asked the fellow that I was talking to at that point, I said, listen, have you got a few minutes? Could you take a short ride with me? He said, sure. So he put whatever he was doing, he put it aside, and he went and got in the car with me, and we went down the road. My stop was at the place of business owned by the man he was talking about. We walked into the place of business. Of course, when we walked in, he smiled, he shook his hand. It was, oh, so nice, so good to see you. And what he wasn't expecting was the next thing. Because after he shook his hand, I said to him, now why don't you tell him what you were just telling me? Boy, things changed in a hurry. Oh, you didn't do that. I did precisely that. You see, I don't believe in backbiting. I don't believe in talking behind people's back. I don't believe in gossiping, because it's hurtful. Gossip is never good. Backbiting is never good. If you don't have the courage to say it to a person's face, don't be the coward and say it behind their back. I can save you a lot of trouble in life if we just learn, if you need to say something to someone or about someone that's in a corrective or reproving sense, say it to their face. If you just want to talk about someone and be ugly, don't do it to me. I'm not going to tolerate it. But if you have a friend, the best thing you can do behind their back is pat it. Now, you may not be able to walk up and physically pat them on the back. You might be a country or a nation or two away. You might be halfway around the world from them. You might be in the next state. You could be in the next room. But the words of your mouth are going to determine your actions toward that person eventually. If you don't have something good to say about them, the best thing you can do is just not say anything at all. But if you have a friend, a real friend, even if you have an issue with them, if that person is your friend, you can find something good to say behind their back. You can find a way to pat them on the back anytime rather than do something to hurt them. You know, each one of us has the capacity to carry a knife in our hand when backs are turned, or we have the capacity to pat someone on the back. Once again, the best thing you can do behind a friend's back is pat it. Can I tell you something else? That's also the best thing you can do behind an enemy's back. Because it doesn't make any difference who you sow the seed into. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. What you sow, you will reap. Once again, if you got a friend today, make sure you pat their back, because the best thing you can do behind a friend's back is pat it. Hey, listen, you take that forward today, carry it with you wherever you go, and make it a great day.